Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's third video. So going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days for today's third video. Day 10 will take us to the 12th of February and we'll be able to extend out beyond that. Let's say GFS and ECM ensembles, around a couple of weeks. I'm going to have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which gets us just about to the beginning of March, I think. So I should get on with that for you very short. Just say the first video to say was our 6 AM upload, and with also Race USA forecast. We've got Terry Scoller's February forecast coming up for you later on this evening, probably around 7ish. So please like, share, subscribe on videos, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, okay, so we'll start the video. Now, we haven't got centering temperature in for January yet. We're still waiting for that. So I thought we'd have a look at climate averages and see how January 2002 looks in terms of the, UK anomaly. So this is the temperature anomaly for the UK for January 2022, set against the A20 2010 average. You can see that it was mildest in the north. It was warmest in the north, and about average temperatures down in the south, set against 81 to 2010. Definitely gets milder further north you go. If you flip back round to 91 to 2020, actually we see a similar story. Near normal temperatures in the south and mildest up in the north. We can show you rainfall. So this is how rainfall anomaly looks. Exceptionally dry month across nearly all parts of the country. Just the far north west of Scotland come out with average rainfall, but otherwise it really was a very, very dry month indeed, set against both the 81 2010 and 91 to 2020 average. As far as sunshine is concerned, it was a very, very sunny month away from Scotland and, Northern Ireland anyway, particularly eastern parts of England, getting over 170% of their average sunshine. So dry, mild and sunny January. As I say, we're waiting for the CET to be finalised at the UK Met. As soon as they get that finalised, we will bring that to you, of course. Right, these are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at Sheffield today, so red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Sheffield. We're starting off mild and average at the moment. Going to have a little cold snap coming up at the end of the week, but not for long. Over the weekend into next week, it's going to get milder. Quite an extended run of mild weather through the course of next week. Perhaps going back closer to average around mid-month. The midnight operational GFS rule, which is this thick green line, does become quite cold. It's a little bit of a cold outlier. You will see it in a moment. Overall, the outlook does look pretty mild up to the middle of February there. Precipitation-wise, quite a bit of dry weather. There will be some precipitation around, but it's not really until around the middle to second half of the month, but it does start to get a little bit more unsettled. Let's have a look at snow, shall we? See how that's looking. So, again, not much showing up. There could be a little bit on Friday. Some wintry showers then pretty dry. Maybe a few more spikes turning up around the middle, second half of February. But of course, that is really extended range and a very, very, very long way out. If we look at the ECMWF, we can go there and see how that's looking. So again, just generally quite mild. There is going to be that cooler snap coming up at the end of the week around Friday. Very quickly into the weekend, it gets milder through next week. It looks pretty mild as well, right the way up to around 15th, 16th of February. Again, there are the cold outlier members down here, but they're in the minority. The white line is the ensemble mean, and that is above the long-term 30-year average. Pretty much should begin to end, except the little cooler interlude, cold interlude around Friday. And perhaps we're just a little bit more unsettled with the precipitation as well with the ECM compared to the GFS. I think the ECM has a little bit more low pressure, compared to the GFS. Temperature anomalies on the 2nd 10th of February are milder than average. Precipitation anomalies on the 2nd 10th of February, a little bit wetter than average in north west Scotland. Otherwise, most areas coming out drier than normal. The latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net shows that winds are in from the west, and the origins of this west wind are from quite a long way southwards, most of the Azores. For example, the areas coming up from south of the Azores around the top of the Azores High, which is sitting just there, and moving into Ireland and the UK. So, it's a long fetch southwesterly really, and that's why it's pretty mild out there today. Right, this is how the UK Met Euro is looking for midnight on Saturday, bringing through a showery westerly wind. That cold snap on Friday goes on Saturday as we turn wind back into the west and we bring wet systems back in Prophet Land. So there will be wet windy weather coming in with that, but temperatures will be milder. Into next week, we have high pressure set up to the south, low pressure to the north, winds flat and westerly, and that takes us up to midnight on Wednesday, the 9th of February, where again we've got high pressure over France, low pressure around Iceland, and again we bring up the winds from west or southwesterly direction. Will be dry, mild, and probably quite spring-like. Icon looks like that, so once more the winds are in from the west, looking pretty zonal and Atlantic driven right the way into next week, with Icon all the way up to the middle of next week, Wednesday. You know, there's no change. High pressure over France, low pressure over Iceland, and the winds continue to be from that westerly direction. GFS midnight run. Remember, it's going to get cold, so I'll show you how that happens in a second. GFS midnight run starts with showery westerlies over the weekend. Becomes milder as well as we draw up the wind from the southwest once more. That carries on into the second half next week, always with a bit of influence from high pressure in the south and southeast, so keep things drier there. Will be wetter in the north. This is Friday the 11th of February, so just before day 10. We've got a cold front that's through here, and heights are just beginning to rise a little bit in the North Atlantic behind that cold front. So that band of rain pushes southwards, and then high pressure begins to take over more to the north. So we've got high pressure. It's a relatively weak area of high pressure, but high pressure is centred over Iceland, and that pulls the winds in from more of a north and northeast direction. Now, it does bring a lot of cold air with it, bring the minus 10 Celsius ice firm into the northern half of the country with that northern wind. So that would be by far the coldest, coldest period of the winter so far. Probably enough to deliver snow showers into northern and eastern areas on these northeasterly winds with those cold upper air temperatures. And then the high pressure slips down over the country. It's a cold ridge though, so there would be some significant overnight frost under this area of high pressure before it eventually begins to slip eastwards and start to bring up something of a milder southerly, southeasterly by the very end. Remember, that's a cold outlier though, so it is very, very unlikely to verify. This is how the GFS 6 set is looking. Again, westerly and, flat span gate really over weekend. High pressure again through Biscay down to France. Low pressure around Greenland, Iceland. Winds continue to be coming in from that westerly direction. And up to the middle of next week, it carries on again. But 6 is trying to raise heights a little bit in the North Atlantic, but doesn't actually pull that off. So no cold snap with the 6 as we have with the midnight run. Instead, we just keep high pressure close to the country relatively mild. Again, we are raising the heights a bit, though, around Greenland and Ice. So we're having a really good go at getting that wind into the north. But actually, most of that cold air is actually passing just to our east again into Scandinavia, which is something we've had a lot this winter. Of course, a lot of near misses. And then the high pressure is very quickly broken down as we get to the middle of February. We begin to go wet windy. This is 14th Valentine's Day, looking rather unsettled then. And we keep it unsettled right way through to the very end of the 6 set, where we push this trough of low pressure through, and then we raise high pressure behind it, so it begins to turn colder. Winds going into the east and to the northeast under a ridge of high pressure. It's having a go at getting itself Scandinavia, but is not really that successful. It doesn't look like it would be that successful at doing so. GM looks like this. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And drop a comment. Let us know about this at all of our videos. Thank you so much. Right, GM, again, looking rather showery on Saturday, and we keep it showery into Sunday as well. On into open next week, high pressure over France, low pressure down Iceland and Greenland. Again, winds come in from that westerly direction. Second half of next week, we again push this cold front southeastwards and try to raise some higher pressure in the North Atlantic. So it does turn a little bit cold with the GM into second half next week. Nowhere near the midnight run, but it does turn a bit colder with the GM. And so by day 10, high pressure back in over country by the 12th of February. And again, that is quite a cold ridge, it has to be said. So that again would be delivering at the very least some overnight frost and fog. And then the ECM looks like that. So again, we've got these westerlies off the Atlantic. So we just keep it, westerly, mild, Atlantic driven all the way up towards day 10. It turns more unsettled though by the time we get through to day 10. This area of low pressure just out to our west, drawing up what could be a very mild southerly wind, but there would be quite a bit of rain with that, particularly for more western areas. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com. So here comes cold front pushing southeastwards Thursday into Friday. It suggests a little bit of snow with that across parts of the Welsh Mountains and the North Midlands in particular. I'm not sure about that. There must be a bit of an undercut of cold air going on or something, I would have thought. But you know, that's a suggestion for the ECM that could be a few flakes across parts of England and Wales Thursday into Friday. Then we turn wind into that colder northwest and we bring in the winter showers into northern and western areas. Then sort of over the weekend, plenty of rain around, particularly for more western parts of the country, not much getting through to the east. On into next week, most of the rain is in the north and west until late on when it turns more generally unsettled. Perhaps with suggestion of some snow there around the 11th of February as that milder air pushes up from the southwest. And yeah, you know, it looks very wet actually for western and northern areas by days 9 and 10. And on the northern side of this wet weather, it probably is quite cold. Yeah, it's probably quite cold on the northern side of that wet weather. So maybe, possibly, just a bit of a hint that we're drawing the battle lines slightly there. You know, by day 10, bringing up like southerlies, which are very mild behind that wet weather, but ahead of it, perhaps trying to set up a little bit more of an easterly flow. And then in between we have weather fronts that bring up all the precipitation. So maybe hinting at the back lines getting drawn slightly by day 10. So again, how this works is that behind that weather front we bring up southerly winds. We've got like a weather front through there. And then ahead of that, the air is probably trying to get quite cold. So, you know, a little bit poised. But I would think that on balance it's most likely to stay mild to day 10 and beyond it. Right, let's see if this is refreshed. No, it has not. Right, so we're going to go to the ECMWF itself to have a look at the options on the table. So these are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the ECM, which gets us to the 12th of February. We have 32 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure more or less over the top of the country and ridging southwards. That's going to be mainly dry and mild, kind of like what the operational run is showing, I suppose. Then we've got 12 just here, that again have high pressure just out to our west and reaching sort of into the country as well, so very anticyclonic. And then we have 7 just here, again with a ridge of high pressure very, very close to the country. There is this trough low, I think this includes the operational, there's a trough of low pressure to the west, and so that's where the battle lines are being drawn from. Notice high pressure with this option, it's that bit further north, and so probably bringing in a wind from more of an easterly direction. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 17th of February, 26 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure over Greenland, Iceland, high pressure over France, bringing like a westerly, southwesterly wind. That's going to be mild, particularly for more northern areas. 14 looking quite unsettled, digging through a trough of low pressure through Western Europe, and a bit of a hint of the mid-Atlantic ridge and some blocking. So that's the reason that the jet stream and the trough is being forced southwards. So that's a colder and more unsettled scenario. And then, but it's a minority, only 14 are doing that. And then we've got 11, but a flat and westerly with high pressure around Biscay, low pressure around Iceland and Greenland, and winds continue to be coming in from that westerly direction. So lastly, CFSV2, these are 500 millibar heights breaking down to meet periods. The first week period takes from the 2nd to the 8th of February, the coming week with high pressure to west-southwest, low pressure to the north-northeast, and winds remaining from the west. So driest in the south and pretty mild. Week 2 is the 9th to the 15th of February. Again, high pressure is to our south, low pressure is to our north, and winds continue to be in from that westerly direction. It's all coming in from the Atlantic. Week 3 will be the 16th to 22nd of February with deep low pressure around Greenland and Iceland, sending the jet stream southwards, and so that's unsettled and potentially a little bit cooler as we bring the air from Greenland, but it's still Atlantic driven, so not particularly cold. And then week 4 is the 23rd of February to the 1st of March, with again low pressure around Iceland and Greenland, high pressure around Biscay into the Atlantic, still flat as a pancake and still bringing in those winds from a westerly direction. Staying westerly up to the start of March and meteorological spring, if that forecast is correct. Okay, if you enjoyed the video, please give smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends and family about GavsWeatherVids. If everybody who's subscribed things rain. We're going to get to our next ultimate target, which of course is 14,000 subscribers. So we're a long way from it. We'll get to 14k so much quicker. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, so we're done with 10 to 14 day. We've got Terry Scully's February forecast coming up for you around 7 p.m. this evening. Will Terry be seeing signs of any colder weather? You'll find out then. Tomorrow, 6 a.m. upload, European Outlook, and a 10 to 14 day as well. So keep checking back for more. But for this 10 to 14 day, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.